Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Coffee with Chris. If you listened to yesterday's episode, you'll know that I kind of mentioned that I would like to be ready. Okay, gonna try that again. I mentioned that I'd like to get some of my assignments done that I've been stressing over the past few weeks, really. And I'm a bit of a weird procrastinator because I don't just lie around scrolling Reddit or Facebook or whatever. I actually do stuff. I do sensible stuff. I cleaned the kitchen. I mowed the lawn and burned the weeds. I did my garden yesterday. Cleaned a lot around the house too. That's how I procrastinate. And it's a little weird, but at least I get things done. They aren't the things I'm supposed to get done, but there's still things that make me a little less stressed. I do wish that I could just sit down and say, okay, now I need to do this thing, and then I'll do it. And I'm going to try again today. I'm going to try to say, well, I have one assignment, and just one assignment. And for the rest of it, because I really do have a lot to do, but today I just have to focus on trying to finish one assignment. And let's see if that doesn't work out somehow. But it is weird. I mean, I used to be just lazy, and I used to be on Facebook and Imager, or however it's supposed to be pronounced. There's a bit of a debate about that, apparently, and I don't know what the real answer is. And I would spend hours just scrolling and commenting and all of those things. I never posted, though. At least not much. And so now that I'm older and I've kind of gotten rid of those things, I no longer use Reddit or any other social media kind of thing. I try to avoid them. My entertainment comes from the left side news bar thingy on my phone, where I've made sure that I get things from Bored Panda, for example. So I do still scroll memes, I still look through these things, and I still have a bit of fun, but it's in more limited quantities. Because I go there, I read an article, and then I put it down, or maybe I read a couple of articles, but I'm not caught in the infinite loop of scrolling. And yes, I do know that. That was a little loud, sorry. I hope it normalizes the sound. I do know that it's run by Google, and that Google also has their algorithm to make me stay and read more news. But I'm not as taken by it. It doesn't work quite as well as Reddit's own algorithm does, for example. So I get to do it in controlled doses. And then I can get back to working on things, or just relaxing with a series, or maybe playing a game. I do relax. I do a lot of relaxing, actually, especially recently. I've been watching a series on Netflix. And I do that from time to time. I find a good series, and then I start watching it. And I spend a lot of time watching it, and not as much time working on things. But it's, I'm rambling a bit here. That's just the usual me. We all know that. So I'm gonna try. Like I said, I'm gonna try to see if I can't complete just one assignment today. And the problem is that as soon as I say that to you, my mind goes, well, there's actually this thing that you need to complete, and there is. And then there's this other thing that I need to look at too. And all of a sudden, I start getting a little stressed. And I will almost guarantee you that in an hour, I will be cleaning or tidying up or sorting or something like that. Just because I'm procrastinating. And it's a good kind of procrastination. There's no doubt about that. Eventually, because it's kind of recent, it didn't really start until after I moved here. So, that's a lie. It actually started last year, I suppose. I think it started right around the time I met my girlfriend. I had been really devastated for a few months. I hadn't even cooked a meal for myself in months. I had just been living off of frozen things and leftovers from my parents' place, and I hadn't got it together to actually cook for myself in, well, that would have been December, January, February, for 3 months. So for 3 months, I hadn't cooked for myself. Then I met this amazing girl online, and it just felt so good talking to her. And 4 days later, I cooked my first meal in 3 months. I cooked, and I'm gonna butcher this because I don't know the actual pronunciation, so ossobuco, which is, it's a dish. It's a really good dish. OSSO space BUCO. Try Googling it. It actually tastes really great. And for the first time, I made it with the more expensive kind of meat, because you can get a beef, and then you can get a calf, I think. So, and calf is the right way to go. Oh, I might be mixing something up here. It might not be. I think it's calf. Anyway, try Googling it. I made it the right way for once in my life, which was a little more expensive, but it felt good to take care of myself. And after that, I just got motivation to start doing things around the house. So I started cleaning, I started tidying, and I think my brain just kind of realized that doing these things actually made me feel good. And so I reached the point where now when I'm procrastinating, I'll seek out pleasure like we all do. But my pleasure comes from cleaning and cooking and all of those things, doing things for myself. And that is a brilliant way to procrastinate. I need a lot of balance still, but it's new to me. And I'm hoping that a few years from now, things will kind of even out and I'll be better. And I'll be able to actually use my procrastination habits. Now, moving on to an entirely different subject that is yet still somehow related, I suppose. I mean, it could be related at least. I really want to do something as a multimedia designer to get myself out there and start doing work. Because I have been stressing so much about money for a long time now. My personal finances, they fell apart when my best friend decided to leave me with the bills and the rent. So in Denmark, you get paid for going to school. So I don't need a job. I don't have a job. My wife, when she left, we agreed that I kept the stuff and she kept the savings account, which was fair. I actually got the better deal, but it did put me in a situation where I had to earn back some money, put it into savings account. And so I was working on that. Then I get left with the bills, and I was in the middle of an educational change. When you change from one school to another over summer, you don't get paid over summer. So I had 2 months without income. And those same 2 months, I was alone with an apartment that I could not pay for. I couldn't even afford it if I had an income. So I wasted everything. I had to pull my investments. Well, a lot of them. I still have some, which of course they crashed completely a few months later. Strangely, after I had been talking to my girlfriend about maybe pulling them out because they'd been doing really well and I wanted them in something more stable. And we agreed that, let's just leave them here and see what happens. Well, what happened was that I lost 3/5 of my investment. It crashed pretty violently. So now I am left with, no savings account. An investment with a huge loss. An apartment that is, because I've moved and I can afford this place, but it's difficult to save money up when, So my finances are in shambles. And that happened over the course of a year. So some advice to you guys: never underestimate what negative things might happen in your life. Anything can happen. Who would have thought that I would lose everything in the span of a year? And yeah, life gets in the way sometimes, but I've also gained a lot. I'm happier now, but I have other stressors. As one of those stressors is money. I never used to stress about money. Wasn't that big a deal. Now it's constant, it's daily. Every time I'm not doing something to improve myself, I feel stressed about it, because I should be improving myself, I should be working. Even this podcast, the only reason I can do it is that I've convinced myself that maybe one day some people will listen to it, and then things will get better. Because I'm at a point in my life where, honestly, $10 make a difference to me. It's that bad. And I'm surviving. I'm not, I'm not facing the streets. I'm not starving. I still live a decent life. So it's not like, boo-hoo, I have it so bad and everyone should feel bad for me. It's more so that I'm stressed about it, and I'm at a point where very little money actually makes a difference in my life. And that's what got me thinking that I'd like to do something as a multimedia designer. I'd like to learn to do logo design, for example, and then start working on Fiverr. Because it's underpaid, it's really, really bad. But if I could get orders, just a handful of orders a month, and I could make a little bit of money, well, that would be pretty great. And I would feel less stressed. And it would also add to my portfolio. So that's pretty nice. And I'm kind of looking to do that. But I can't do that now. I won't be able to do it for the next month or so, because I've got my exam project that I need to work on, and that is the priority. I need to make sure that I pass. I may be good at this, but that doesn't mean that like I told you yesterday, I need to make these blog posts about these assignments, because if I don't, they might flunk me based on that. A lot of people got failed due to that last year. And so I need to do these things. I need to put a lot of focus into it. And then over summer, I'm hoping to start something. Some kind of logo design business thing. Yeah, I think that would be a pretty good plan. And I should probably start with my own logo, because my own logo is not my own creation. I'm a multimedia designer. How can it not be my own creation? Come on. Well, the thing is, we haven't really worked with logo design. We have been a lot grander. We've been working with websites, mobile applications, and a lot of design stuff. Things that I never even knew existed, but that kind of makes sense. I just feel like logo design might be one of those things that they should teach us, because that is definitely where, like, if you learn how to create logos and business cards, and business cards, that might actually be another thing. I could do a whole package. I could learn how to design letterheads, and yeah, maybe I should do that, like this business package thing. I'll create a brand for you. I've seen a lot of people doing that. Now, the main problem is that I'm Danish, which means I can't work for as little money as, for example, Indians or Pakistanis, and they do great work. That's the worst part of it, is that I've actually worked with some of these people, and they do really great work for the money you pay them. It's just that they can live off of a lot less than I can. But, I'll figure something out. Just gotta work on myself, continue improving myself, make a really good portfolio, and then start working. So over summer, I'll start designing some stuff, I hope. So that's gonna be good. Anyway, I'm gonna end this early today because I haven't really had a lot to say to begin with, and as you've probably been able to gather from all of this, my mind is a little all over the place, to be honest. So, yeah. I'll try my best again today. I hope anyone who listens to this is also going to try their best, because that's all we really can do. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye now.